Leftovers at Midnight, episode 33, I think, with our guest Tommy,
33.
and we have Alex again. Hello.
Yeah, I'm
Hello,
back.
hello,
I'm
hello.
back as a
Hi.
guest. I
Yeah,
got fired.
back as a guest.
I got canceled for saying the Z word, and
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
I still
Should
can't
be.
believe you said that, Tommy.
Can't believe you've done this.
I mean, yeah,
you should do
it
an
was
apology.
I should do a public apology. It was a heat of the moment thing, and I'm ashamed of it. I wish that I wasn't, such a garbage human being. But you live and you learn. I am trying to make this a teachable moment for myself, and I apologize.
Here, I'll go ahead and put you full screen if you want to go ahead and issue an apology.
I would like to. Okay, are we gonna do this? What?
I'm trying. I don't know how this shit works.
I would like
This
to
website
issue
sucks.
my formal apology for saying the Z word to my lovely co-hosts here. And they've made the exact correct decision. They made the decision that now, under the same circumstances, I would probably make as well. And I apologize for my conduct. It was inappropriate and completely uncalled for. And I'm sorry.
All right, we forgive you. Robbie, should we hire him back?
No, I don't forgive him. Fuck you.
I mean, fair. Like,
Fuck it. You're never allowed back on here. Get off of the StreamYard.
so in case everybody else or anybody was wondering, the reason that I wasn't on the
was.
show is because I was, well, probably not. I'm going to explain anyway. But the reason that I haven't been on is because I was moving. And it was kind of a big move, kind of a big life change going on right now. I am staying back
It
in my
was a
parents' place.
BM.
Yeah, big move.
BM.
Sure, it was a big move.
So I'm staying back in my parents' place, and I just like this past weekend finally got my PC set back up, and today we transferred my good internet over to my parents' house, who have had the same internet connection for like the last 15 years. They were paying like $20 more a month for it, and the up down speed when I ran my first speed test here was like, it was just yikes. Just yikes.
That's what it said.
So-
Yikes.
Every day at 9 p.m. sharp and 10 p.m. sharp, you could count on the internet just cutting out. Like it would just fail. And so I knew that if I was going to try and record an episode, that I would drop out and probably not be able to get back in for a good chunk of the episode. So that was why we kind of delayed last week's episode. But I'm back now. I got my green screen set up, waiting on a really badass router to come in. So we Gucci.
Fuck yeah, we are. How have you been, Alex?
I've been good. It's been a good week, relaxing. Not too much going on, but I've had a good time.
What'd you have for dinner?
I had pork chops for dinner tonight. I made
Ooh.
them myself.
You normally cook?
It's half and half.
Yeah.
My parents made stuffed peppers tonight, and
Ooh.
that's one of my favorite things ever that my dad makes. But it was just getting ready at like 8:20, and I knew if I ate it right as soon as it came out of the oven, I would have like roof of the mouth just fried off. So I was like, all right, just put it in the microwave and I'll eat it after the stream.
You didn't have to delay your dinner to record a podcast.
Well, I had other shit that I was trying to get ready so that I wouldn't have to spend a whole lot of time once we got in the call to make sure that, audio and video sounded good. This room is also untreated and it's tile. So eventually I'm going to be moving my setup into our living room, which is carpeted, and it's going to sound and look a lot better because I'll have room to put my whole green screen behind me instead of keeping it just vertical and crappy. But
you're a grown boy, Thomas. You need them peppers.
Dude, they're so good. I'm like smelling them in the background right now, and they're so good.
I won't fault you if you go eat one right now.
I'm not gonna eat one right now. Then I'm gonna be nah. It's
do it.
We'll turn this into a mukbang episode.
Yeah, you can crank your gain really, really high up, and you can slobber into your microphone.
Get
I
some
don't wanna-
ASMR going.
How do people
I
get
don't
off
want to
on that
do
shit?
that.
How the fuck do people get off on like that eating sound, dude? This shit's so nasty.
Oh, I
It's
know, dude.
disgusting. Ugh.
Ugh.
That like I have that misophonia thing, so like I get really, really anxious and pissed off and like furious when I hear people
Mhm.
eat. There is a few times throughout my day where I'll occasionally hear someone go and like lick a finger or like a quick
Ugh, I
smack,
hate that.
and like it's just instant like spine chills, and I clench my fists. I get really fucking mad. I don't know what it is. I know everybody hates it, but for me, it's like next level mad. Like I need like help.
The worst thing for me was when I was working at a vape shop and we had a sample bar. People would like, as they were trying out e-liquids, they would like smack their lips together as if that
Uh-huh.
made any difference in the way that it tasted. And that just like that set me off. Like that doesn't do anything. It's literally just you pretending to know what you're doing. Like,
They all saw that video of the guy going eating ice cream.
oh my god,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
10.
with the
That's a
golden
10.
spoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like no,
That guy
motherfucker,
like
you're stupid.
Triggered.
he's like the highest level of quality control for that company. I think it wasn't Briars. It was Mayfield maybe,
Oh, Murphy
or Ben and
No.
Jerry's. Ben
I
and
think,
Jerry's, I
Jerry's,
think
I
it
I
was.
think Ben and Jerry's, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, he was like that whole video was them asking him to describe the process of taste testing an ice cream. Like it wasn't something I thought it was content he created. And then he was just like, but
no, he's there. His tongue is insured for like $1 million or something. It's crazy what you can get insurance on, apparently.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
And imagine having that job title.
Imagine you get COVID with that job.
Oh.
He's getting paid to become diabetic. Who would have thought?
Well, I mean, the guy's not like he's not a big dude, you know? Like he doesn't look like all he does is sit around eating whole tubs of ice cream all the time. You take one
Right.
spoonful of ice cream from every flavor, even if you did that every day, all the day long for an entire week, like you probably wouldn't really be eating that much ice cream because that spoon was like little tiny.
You got to take big bites. I want to switch it up on you guys this week and do the Ask Reddit question first because I am so fucking excited for this one. I am so excited.
yes.
Like the more I think about it, the more I want to. So here's our Ask Reddit question. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. It's if you could legalize one crime aside from marijuana, what would you legalize and why? You want to go first, Alex?
I can go first. I'll come in with the whole sentimental, make you feel good, not kind of bad crime, but I would say the ability to feed the homeless with like, you know, leftovers discarded from grocery stores and whatnot.
Yes. That's illegal?
It's well, it's kind of illegal, but I think a lot of it has to do with liability and whatnot, regarding whether they get sick or not. But I think some places have criminalized it, and some places because they criminalize homeless people in general.
Yeah, that's so screwed up, dude. Like the anti-homeless stuff that they do in big cities, where they'll put like, you know, like sharp rocks underneath
the
bridges,
hostile
and stuff,
architecture.
Yeah, that's
so fucked up.
Like how. Whose idea was that? Put that guy in jail. That guy's job is to be professionally cruel. Like,
yeah.
What is it hurting?
Oh yeah.
The image of the city.
Yeah,
like
that's exactly why they do it. Like, how fucked up is that, though?
It's that.
It's
No,
horrible,
I fully agree with you. Yeah, that is absolutely something that should be legal. Like
we should.
What a business does with its, for all intents and purposes, with its garbage, you know. Well, I mean, specifically, it's edible food garbage.
Yeah,
because you know, toxic waste dumping is like important to regulate, but I don't know, man. I read earlier this week that technically it is, I believe in Texas, it is illegal to cross the street without firing a gun prior to doing so.
Is that what you would legalize?
No, I don't think so. But like that, the ridiculous laws, there's all kinds of ridiculous laws that are in place from years and years and years ago. But one of them
I'm
is
sure
like
that had
technically
its
you
reason.
can be arrested for crossing the road in, I think it was Texas. It may not have been. It may have been Arizona, but somewhere in the South and possibly the Southwest, it's illegal to cross the street without firing a warning shot from your pistol into the air.
I'd imagine it has to do with like horses and letting them know you're there.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe, but
something like that.
I feel like if you fired a gun into the air, that would just spook the horses and make them run away.
At least they won't kick you.
It's illegal. I think in Tampa, it's illegal to shower naked. Technically.
Well, it's a good thing I shower with clothes on.
Yeah, never nude.
Okay, but what would you make legal that's illegal? Crime-wise.
Oh, man.
Do you want me to go while you think about it?
Yeah, you go, because I had one and completely lost it. So you go.
I would legalize being able to hit somebody for the fuck of it. Because situation happened today where I really wish I could have just hit someone right in the fucking mouth and gotten away with it. So I guess that'd be considered what? Battery? I wish battery was legal in certain situations. But if I could just beat the living shit out of somebody just for fun, it'd be awesome. It'd be so fucking fun. I'd love it. I'd love it so much.
I would piggyback on that and say, like, instead of the death penalty for capital crimes, let's just have the victims' families beat the shit out of the guy.
I'm all for eye for an eye.
I'm down for that.
Death penalty,
like you should, and the death penalty, that's a pretty controversial topic. And a lot of people would say that the death penalty is not really a deterrent, because in a lot of cases it's not. But whether or not someone deserves to be punished that way for their crime is not necessarily the question there. Like if they said, oh yeah, this man who was charged and convicted of several serial murders of young women, and they just let all of those women's dads just beat the crap out of the guy before they sent him to death row, like that, I would make that legal 100%. I would make that standard
brass
procedure.
Knuckles to do that. Like, I'm all for eye for an eye, like I said earlier, when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, I think if you killed someone, that victim's family should be able to kill you and get away with it. You know what I mean? Because, like, you committed, what am I trying to say? You did the one thing that is more cruel than doing something to a child. You know what I mean? Or just as cruel, if it makes sense what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the hierarchy,
the sin or something.
The hierarchy of evil, to me, in my mind, like the worst things that you could do to a person, the top of the list is a sexual assault in some way, because if afterwards the victim lives and has to live with that, step down from that is anything like you said regarding a child abuse, things of that nature, and then murder. Like that's to me, that's the higher. Those are the worst three things that a person could do, in my opinion. And those are the kind of things that you should just, like, the victim's family, or in some cases, I would say even the victim, in the case of potentially like child abuse or any other form of abuse, should just be able to go nuts.
Oh yeah, absolutely
on that person.
Absolutely. If somebody were to, I don't want to say sexually assault somebody, but assault somebody in a way where they're scarred from it and have PTSD and all this shit, need therapy, that victim has every fucking right, or should have every fucking right, to just like brass knuckles, fucking a knife, a gun, whatever you want.
Yeah, you should be able to like poke the buddy, that guy.
Yeah, I remember that show.
No. It
The
was a
game.
flash game. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I said show. I used to play that game all the time. I had it on my phone.
Oh my
too.
god. Oh no.
Oh, that'd be fucking funny. Ooh, if you could. Oh, that's what they should do. They should hang the convicted dumbass like with his arms in the air, like by ropes. You could just fling him around like he's a fucking rag doll. Oh yeah.
Yeah, make it like
Oh,
PC interactive, and you just kind of, you know, yank him. I'm like sitting here like moving my mouse around on the screen like you guys can see.
We can actually.
Oh,
yeah,
sick. Right on. So
Right.
yeah, that's what I would legalize. State authorized revenge.
So I'm all for beating the shit out of someone. Alex wants to feed the homeless, and you want to beat the shit out of people too. So I love it.
I mean, the world would be a better place. Feed the homeless, beat the piss out of pedophiles and Nazis.
Fuck yeah. Oh, dude. So like the story I had today, I got called a mean name, and I don't want to say it on here because some people might not think it's mean, because I wouldn't give somebody a deal on something, and I was like, well, okay, you're a dick. Really wanted to hit him in the face, but I didn't want to lose my job, so
Yeah, you should be able to give somebody just like a warning pop. Just,
yeah,
you know.
well, that sounded good. I like that noise.
Oh yeah, that was a clean schmack.
Yeah, clean. A little too close to my nose. I could have gave myself a bloody nose. Well, I'm glad we got that Ask Reddit question out of the way because I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, that was
the whole
fun.
time
That was
like,
good.
I want to beat the shit out of someone. I want to beat the shit out of someone. Well,
So
let's
what's
see.
new in the world of stupid internet trends?
That is to my next topic. This stupid fucking milk crate challenge. If anybody's seen it, so if you don't know, they're either stealing these milk crates or ordering them off of Amazon. I don't know how one person acquires all these milk crates without buying them, but you might know a guy who fucking knows. And they're stacking them up like a pyramid and walking from one end of the milk crate, boop, 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 and seeing if they fall and bust their ass. I've seen people break their arm already. I saw a guy roll a blunt doing the whole thing, which fucking props to you, bro. You are a fucking legend for doing that. Then at the end, they're like, give him a lighter. He deserves that shit. Give him a fucking lighter. I saw one where a guy was almost to the top and shots started popping off, so he fucking falls off. The camera guy goes running, and you hear about 30 more shots ring out. Like, holy fuck. It's so, I don't know what the point of the challenge is, but it's...
What was the point of any internet challenge ever? Like the cinnamon... like the only one that I know of that had like an actual point was the ice bucket challenge, like to raise awareness for Lou Gehrig's disease. Everything else, like the cinnamon challenge or the what was the Tide Pod challenge, or what else did we have? What was the one?
They're just raising awareness for lack of brain cells that you people have for thinking this thing is stable enough to hold your fat ass going up there, you know?
Yeah. I too was thinking of the Kylie Jenner lip challenge, Robbie.
Oh my god, bro! I forgot about that.
I remember
and
that
people were like permanently like screwed up from that. They had broken blood vessels in their mouth that were unrepairable without serious plastic surgery.
Fucking dumbasses, I swear.
Yeah, and like, so it is illegal. I think, Alex, you had mentioned earlier, it is illegal to own milk crates.
Yeah.
Like unauthorized use of a milk crate is illegal. And I looked into why that is. Did you have anything to say about that, Alex? Like,
so it's been a while since I don't remember how that came to my attention at some point. Whether it was some weird YouTube rabbit hole or something like that. But yeah, essentially because the way they work is, the companies that ship the milk crates and everything, they want them back. They cost money. They're not cheap. And they're expensive because they're meant to be sturdy and last forever. essentially.
Right.
So when people go out and steal those, they're costing these companies so much money. The grocery stores get on it. Like, they have, if I remember correctly, I think the milk crate companies have like their own, not police, but detectives that look for crimes against milk
I
crates.
am the milk police. Hello.
Well,
nice
yeah,
to meet you.
and dairy companies supposedly lose upwards of $80 million a year from people stealing milk crates.
Boo hoo.
Yeah.
80
Huge.
million, bro. This is not like Walmart losing that money. This
That
is
ain't
like
shit for dairy companies.
but this is the farmers that ship the milk out. Like,
Fuck. Drink almond milk. Save a cow.
That still comes in a milk crate.
That's a different argument entirely. Like, I get you, and I respect you for that. But
We'll fucking turn it around on them. They're doing a good thing by stealing these milk crates, actually. Let the cows keep their milk.
the milk revolution.
Fuck farmers. No wonder
You
they're
heard
sending
it here
fucking
first,
almond
folks.
milk police. I think this trend is so fucking stupid, but at the same time, I kind of want to try it and see if I would succeed. You know what I mean?
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Oh, dude, I know.
I know that I would. I am too protective of, specifically of my hands, to want to even give that a shot. Like,
Oh yeah, me too. But at the same time, I just want to see if I could do it. I'd make sure I did it where if I were to fall, it'd be like into a foam pit or something, or like
I saw a
something
video
soft.
today where a guy was doing it with like rock climbing gear. Like, he was on a pulley system and stuff, so that if he did fall, he didn't like completely bust his face open. But he did trip, and the guy had a little delay in catching him, and he racked himself on the next stack of milk crate like hard. Just landed, like, tripped, bounced upwards, and then full body weight directly onto well,
under the milk crate.
him balls.
I'd say they're really milking this challenge, but that wouldn't be funny.
I quit.
You're fired.
You can't quit. You're fired already.
You wanted to talk about a show, right, Alex?
Oh God. Yeah, I could briefly go into it. So, essentially, it's an anime. It's from the 90s. It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion. And they had the show. The creator went through a mental breakdown at the end of the show, which made the whole fucking ending of it absolutely batshit insane. And then they made a couple movies, and then they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it the way we intended to do it this whole time. So in 2007, they made one movie. Then, a couple years later, they made a second. Then in 2012, they made the third. And then nothing. And finally, the fourth movie, the last movie came out like last week. They finally released it.
Okay, so that's
after like
when you were
9
talking about
years.
that.
Wow.
When you were talking about that earlier, I was like, oh, so they put the movies on streaming. Okay, but that's a whole different scenario.
Yeah. So the last movie finally came out in America. The Amazon Prime picked it up, so they have all four. And oh my God, is it even more batshit insane? Because you watch, so the first two are like a recap. The first two essentially gets to the end of the anime before the crazy shit happens.
Uh-huh.
And then you get to the third episode and it's 15 fucking years later. And it was the hardest thing to figure out. We're like, what's going on? Is this an alternate universe? Is it
Did I miss one?
Time jump? Yeah, exactly. Did we miss something? But nope. That was the intention. And they completely rewrote the ending, and it got crazier and crazier and crazier. And it was the most batshit thing I've ever seen.
Worth it, though?
Absolutely worth it.
Right on.
It's giant mechs fighting using Christian...
yeah, you can't.
Like Christian story as a background, and it's giant mechs fighting like space aliens that are called angels, and oh shit, it gets mindfucky.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at the the biblical description of like the seraphim, it's
Mm-hmm.
not really a stretch to imagine that that might be like someone describing an alien.
Yeah,
Like just the way, like they have they're covered in
thousands of
wings,
eyes
covered in
and
eyes, and they have multiple heads and stuff. Like if you were to just look at that, it wouldn't be a stretch.
yeah. If you get the opportunity, watch the movies, and if you need, I'll give you an hour-long dissertation on what the fuck you just watched,
Oh God.
because you'll need
Right
it.
on. Man, there's a couple of things where like the creators of something I was really interested in had something happen in their lives to where that thing was no longer being produced anymore, and it's just devastating. Like there was this show, it was another anime, it was called Dead Man Wonderland, and the premise for that show was
Mm-hmm.
amazing, and
I loved it.
the plot for that show was amazing, and they stopped it like one season short of resolving the entire everything because the main creator got pregnant and had like a really really rough pregnancy. And in the time, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the time that she was pregnant, they canceled the show because they hadn't been putting out content because the creator was like stuck in bed. She was so sick. And I was like, that sucks so bad because that show was so good.
Right?
Speaking of movies, did you guys see any of the leaked stuff for the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer?
I did. I saw
have
that
not.
today.
I
saw a
haven't seen
little
it.
bit
I've been
of
trying to
leaked shit
protect
on it.
myself from it because I usually Tom Holland leaks this stuff.
Yeah.
Like
The leaked
usually
trailer.
Tom Holland says something by accident.
The leaked
It's like
trailer.
3 cell phone videos deep.
It's a video of a video of a video on TikTok ripped into 144p on YouTube. Like, it's awful. You can barely see what's going on, and the trailer that's being filmed isn't even finished. There's still like unfinished CGI in the trailer. But some stuff got confirmed, some stuff did not get confirmed. I will not say anything else until the trailer drops, and when that trailer drops, we will fucking talk about it on that episode.
Do we have would we be worried about like copyright infringement to watch the trailer on an episode? Like we'll have to
I don't
look
know,
into
because
it.
it's Sony and Marvel. I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, I don't want the
That's a good
House of
point.
Mouse coming after us.
Yeah, because well, and from what I understand, like, well, and we've talked about this before when thinking about doing reactions, is that it's protected at some point under fair use, but it doesn't matter. That's what I would make legal. That right there is being able to
Copyright.
Well, not to infringe on copyright, not to steal,
That should be legal. Fuck
content,
'em all.
but to be able to interact with content in a creative manner without having to worry about like completely losing your creative outlet. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. It's the copyright law is fucky. That's something that should be changed. That
Well,
needs
yeah,
to be
and
fixed.
there's also a lot of laws, especially in music, that like don't protect musicians. Like copyright law,
Mm-mm.
most of the time is not protecting a musician; it's protecting whoever owns the distribution rights for that musician's content. So, like a DMCA strike, on Twitch or something along those lines, would protect whoever published the music, but not necessarily the person who made that music in the first place.
Yeah. Well, like I was listening to another podcast earlier today, and they brought up the estate of Emily Dickinson, which she's been dead for
What was that?
150. Emily Dickinson, the poet.
I don't fucking know. I can't read.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you've probably heard her stuff, you just don't know. But she's been dead for 150 years, and she's not in the public domain because Harvard University still owns her estate and still makes money off of it. which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That's another one. Like, Michael Jackson has passed.
Yeah.
And so now to say that no one should be making money off of Michael Jackson's, content, that's, I would say, wrong. But or if you put it in a way where it's like, does Emily Dickinson have distant relatives who are benefiting from her content? That's one thing that I'd say, like, yeah, go for it. But if she doesn't have any surviving, posterity, if it's just lining the pockets of a school that's already costing people too much money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like
there should be maybe a cap set on how much money a piece of content can make after the creator of the content has passed.
Yeah. Well, and we do kind of circle back to the whole House of Mouse thing, because they're the reason copyright law is the way it fucking is. Because Mickey Mouse should be in public domain by this point. But they keep lobbying to get extensions on copyrights.
Speaking
It's
of
just crazy.
Of animals, Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
we talked about it a little last week, I think, but you weren't here, so
no,
now,
I was canceled.
We can talk about it with your onion on the movie, and
my onion
without spoiling anything. Yeah. So, who was your favorite? Why was it Sebastian, and why?
It was Sebastian. I would die for Sebastian. I would put myself in harm's way for Sebastian's sake. And I was like the whole movie. I don't know if I want to spoil.
No, you do.
Sebastian.
Hey, spoilers for Suicide Squad are coming up. Click off if you're not going to watch, or click ahead to like whatever the fuck, 20 minutes from now. Or no, 10 minutes from now. Click ahead to 40 minutes into the video. And 40 minutes in, I will say if we're still talking about Suicide Squad.
Okay, so
and if you're audio only, fuck you, watch it.
The whole movie, I had the opinion of, if King Shark or Sebastian dies in this movie, I'll never watch another piece of DC property. I was ready to quit the movie when I thought that Sebastian died at the end.
For sure.
And like Starro the Conqueror was a character that I'd heard of, that I had no idea why he existed. He looks like the type of thing like that an 8-year-old would draw as the villain for their superhero. Like he's a giant starfish. It reminded me, if you guys have spent any time on Reddit, the subreddit I'm Sorry John, then you would know I think it's called the Bikini Bottom Massacre, which is a webcomic in which apparently I'm experiencing some technical difficulties right now. Am I sounding okay?
Now you're sounding good, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the Bikini Bottom Massacre is a webcomic in which at some point Patrick becomes a hive mind of starfish. Like he keeps getting like blown apart, and his body keeps regenerating new Patricks from his blown off limbs, and they form into like this super Patrick, and they're all like cannibalistic zombies. And that's what it reminded me of, like when I first saw Starro the Conqueror, like
huge
when I was
villain in the DC universe.
Yeah, and I never had any context for why he existed, and then the way they explained it in Suicide Squad, I was like, yeah, it completely makes sense. Completely makes sense. This villain is no joke. Like he looks like a. If you just look at the art, even just from the comics, he looks like a joke.
Like a Pokemon.
Yes, he does. Which in Pokemon, like that's fine. It's fine if he looks like that in Pokemon, but he was a cool villain. He was a very cool villain.
Absolutely. Terrifying.
The fact that they had Peter Capaldi playing oh, now I've blanked on his name.
What did he do?
The brain guy.
Oh. The Thinker.
Was that in? No, that's not his name.
I forget his name.
Was it? I think it was. Let's see.
Who did
Yeah,
he play?
Thinker.
Really? Oh, they had another name for him. I think.
Thinker is a villain in the Flash too, but he was
Gaius
a different
Greaves
guy.
is the guy's name. That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, you think it was his real name? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway, Peter Capaldi is amazing. Almost every character in that movie was awesome. Even the ones that died immediately. You know, like Pete Davidson's character, who that character is kind of a meme on its own. Like his powers are pretty cool, but the fact that they gave that to just like stoner Pete Davidson and gave the character in his DC Immortality Pete Davidson's face, I love it. And then they had
TDK
Fullerborg in there playing the javelin.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Do what with the javelin?
Dude,
What
Idris
with it?
Elba fucking killed that role.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh yeah.
I think John Cena was amazing. Like
I don't like John Cena personally, and I think he did good enough.
I couldn't see him, so
yeah, I couldn't see him in the movie. I couldn't see him in the role to begin with, but we both went there.
I saw him and his car cut me off. Anyway,
get over it. Get over it.
He caused me to almost crash. I ran off the road because of him. Fuck him. And it's not like I could catch up to him because I was in a 96 truck and he was in a fucking Lamborghini. Anyway,
yeah,
fuck John Cena.
And like you couldn't see him anyway. But he played the hell out of that part. I mean,
he did.
If we're being honest, like that character is John Cena. It is like another era of John Cena's wrestling persona, like on its own. The idea that he's protecting freedom by being violent, you know, like like twisted Captain America. Especially the fight, especially the fight at the end with what's his name,
Polka Dot Man.
What?
Polka Dot Man is bag.
No, Flag.
What'd you call me?
Rick Flag, the guy who was like in charge of them technically. The service agent. Yeah. Just the way that it played out was I had nothing bad to say about it, especially considering that King Shark and Sebastian made it through. I thought the girl that they picked to play Ratcatcher was perfect. I thought that like it was an extremely wholesome like story arc for that character. The fact that Sylvester Stallone was King Shark, like it was just perfect. It was I had nothing bad to say about it.
It was pretty great.
I wish King Shark was a little smarter, like he is in the Flash, but other than that, I have no complaints about the movie, honestly. Fucking other than Pete Davidson being in it, but he died anyway in the beginning, so fuck it.
What's your beef with Pete Davidson? Did he fucking like take the last box of Twinkies at the grocery store when you were there the one time, or what? Like,
no, whenever I see Pete Davidson, I can only see him as stoner Pete Davidson. I can't see him in any other role. You know what I mean?
I mean, he plays that role every single time. Like it's not like he's going outside of his range.
There's no like, I can't see him as a character because every time I see him, I think Pete Davidson. I don't think, oh, this is a character he's playing. Like I can believe John Cena's playing the role of some Billy Badass, but when it's Pete Davidson, I'm like, no.
Pete Davidson.
We're still talking about spoilers. Fucking keep skipping, boy.
Well, we're not at the 40-minute mark yet. We're not at the.
True.
We got 20 seconds left.
True.
But Pete Davidson plays himself. He's not acting. He's just Pete Davidson saying lines. which
That's
I'm
what I-
entirely fine with.
that's what I
Like,
mean.
I think Pete Davidson is hilarious. His jokes are dumb, but that's like most of the appeal. And now we are
40-minute
still
mark.
talking about spoilers.
Spoilers
just
are
so you
still
know.
happening. Fucking skip ahead 5 more minutes.
We're almost. I feel like we're almost done talking about spoilers. Like,
Eh.
do you guys have any more spoilers to talk about? Like, I didn't. I was really impressed by that movie. I was not going into it thinking it was going to be much. So overall, King Shark versus was it Killer Croc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wins that fight? I feel like King Shark wins that
King
fight.
Shark.
King Shark.
For sure. I loved every moment when he just sharked out and just ate someone. Like, he's just like, num num.
The fucking weasel. What's his name? Just Weasel, right? He didn't have a
Weasel.
special name. I love that fucking character, even though he was only in the movie for about 40 seconds. Fucking
Worth it.
I love that little shit.
Here
He's like a little
comes
cracker they picked up off the street. Yeah.
And he was played by Sean Gunn, who I feel like
No relation?
No, they're
What?
brothers.
Oh, really? He's
So-
related to James Gunn?
So
Yeah.
Sean Gunn, do you remember in Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy who was like Yondu's right-hand man?
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of him right now.
Yeah, the guy who plays Weasel is that guy. And that guy's that character was so endearing.
He looks like a weasel.
He does look like a weasel.
He does. Oh man.
And then what's the deal with, like, is Captain Boomerang just dead? Like,
I don't know. I mean, if he's anything like a boomerang, he'll be back.
True.
that was good. That was good. I hate you for that, but that was great.
For that being so off the cuff right there.
Oh,
Just
we didn't talk
boom.
about, so John Cena's been doing something that has just that's made me laugh every time I see it. He's been photoshopping himself out of stills from the Suicide Squad scenes. So all it is just the costume floating in the air. And it's like the scene where he points the gun at Commander Flag when they're in like the hut. You just see the gun and in his glove floating in the air with nothing behind the mask. It almost makes the character cooler to see like an invisible person wearing a costume.
Bro, what is he posting on Instagram? I'm looking at it right now, and like one of his posts is Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 count with me. And it's like Bert, I think, the orange dude, and Elmo.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
John Cena's in this cartoon, but you can't see him.
Yep, here's the one of him photoshopped out of the costume. He fucking did it.
It's so good.
Jesus
The fact that he was the one that did it and leaned into the joke, because I know that I've heard stories about him being in public and people pretending that they didn't see him because of that joke and him being really pissed about it. But the fact that he's
through the
just
roof.
leaning into it, like, are we going to show it? Are we going to pull it up on so that the viewers can view?
I'm going to pull it up right now.
So good. It just has layers. It's so old.
There's also literally just a picture of Ryan Reynolds and a screenshot from the Fast and the Furious, and oh my god.
It's just so funny. His gloves just floating in the middle of the air. I love it.
Yeah, look, here we go.
Stone Cold Starro.
I love it.
He doesn't care, and I love it.
The one, so it's
before
at
the
the
movie
top
came
right
out.
it's the top right of your screen right now. This one was my favorite. Just the gun floating in the air. Like, I wonder if he actually did it or if he had someone do it for him so he could post it.
I don't think he's smart enough to use Photoshop.
That's not fair.
Hey, you don't know that, man.
No, I do. He can't drive.
I mean, apparently he could. He got out in front of you.
Well, it's because his car's fast. See, here we go. He fucked up here.
I think that
Also,
was before.
45 minutes. Are we considering this spoiler content?
I feel like we've exhausted the Suicide Squad content.
Okay.
I think we've made it. We're at 45 minutes. If you are here at this point, he doesn't even put a caption on it.
No,
He
it
doesn't.
just
And
for those of you who are just tuning in here, we're looking at John Cena's Instagram, which includes Photoshop stills of him from Suicide Squad with him just invisible because you can't see John Cena.
If you're an audio listener, fuck you.
True.
And check out John Cena's Instagram.
Check out John Cena's Instagram. It's a great
Instagram.com/John Cena.
So we promoted John Cena.
And you can also sub to us on YouTube and fucking leave a comment saying fuck Tommy or hashtag fuck Tommy, whatever you want, and fucking rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Google, fucking whatever.
Yeah,
and
who knows?
Leave a good review and all that fun shit.
Who knows whether or not I'll be back?
He won't.
Yeah, you're still
Aldi brand, drinking Aldi brand sparkling water these days, boys.
Yep.
It's good stuff. Grapefruit.
Yeah. Grapefruit, yeah.
Yeah.
Grapefruit technique.
No. No. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
I think that lady's selling online classes now or in-person classes or something. I saw something recently with her.
Do what you're good at, I guess.
Sucking dick, apparently. Or sucking grapefruits, whatever she does.
You've seen the video, right?
Yeah, I've seen the video.
All right. Oh God, I wish I hadn't, but I'm glad I've seen it purely because I can reference it.
I showed it to someone the other day, and their face was like, so.
Oh man, but yeah, we got the Aldi brand sparkling water, water with a little bit of culture, doing hot seltzer ball. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time.
Well, is that a wrap? 47 minutes.
I think so. Seconds? Yeah. If you skip to 45 minutes to avoid the spoilers, sorry.
Yeah. Fuck you. Go watch the movie, and then go watch 15 minutes of content.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
look, we made you some content.
And watch the entire movie.
Daddy made you your favorite.
There's 2 after credit scenes.
Wide.
There's one after like the movie credits, and there's one after the actual credits. So
yeah.
Watch all that shit. Watch both of them. So, Leftovers.
All right, let's get out of here.
Episode 33.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye.